Hey, Seka!
Dude, why are you always holding that cat?
I'm a kitty again. He's so awesome.
I can tell. Wait, is that a different cat? Oh, that's Jake's cat. You didn't have Jake's cat last time.
He's such a good kitty. Hey, what do I save for resources until, like, I want to play some more?
You mean you're going, like, full casual and you just want to do logins and, like, save a bunch of resources for a while?
Yeah, I mean, like, long-term resources.
Oh, well, that's, like, kind of complicated. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll make a video for you, okay?
Okay.
Are you even listening to me?
Hey, hi, Tails.
You're not even fucking listening. Yo, what's going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross video. For this, we're going over a resource guide, and we're talking about future resources that you should be saving on your account in order to give yourself maximum gains in the future, as well as making sure that you have enough resources when that time comes. These are also going to go over resources that you can burn on your account, things that you can consistently spend and not feel like you're really holding yourself back. These are things that you do want to use all the time versus things that you want to save, and I'll be going over both in the video. So, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the reason I'm making this video is because there is a large amount of players out there that have told me that they are not loving the game as much. They are very frustrated with the state of the game. They're not loving all the parts of the game and playing as hardcore as they needed to. But they do think that they may want to play again in the future, and they want to be able to compete in the future if they do want to come back, but they're not sure what to save and not sure what to build out right now in order to just be able to save resources week after week while doing the bare minimum. So I'm making this guide in order for players of that type of life who are looking for just a more casual experience with 7 Deadly Sins, and then the other walk of life of people who are looking to go stay hardcore and know what to save for the most efficient times. So both people can actually really benefit from this video, and I'm hoping the information here will actually give you a very good amount of stuff that you can save in the future for all your things. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be going over how I feel about the game, where we are right now, and what you can do going forward with 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, and if you want to invest your time, all that stuff. This video is really for every type of player in the game, whether you're free-to-play, whale, or dolphin, casual player, hardcore player, everything. So I'm hoping this guide will help you out in saving your resources so you know exactly what to spend on in the future, so you have the resources you need when you want to have them. Alrighty, guys. So the thing that a lot of people are going to ask me no matter what is, Seka, do I save my diamonds for the next banner? I don't fucking know. I don't care. Do whatever you want with your banners. They're your diamonds. You decide how you want to spend them. This is not going to be you should save your diamonds video. It's not one of those videos. It's going to be talking about a lot of different other things that you may want to save for. So, first on the list, we have Part 1 SSR tickets. Do you save them or burn them? You burn them right away. Why do you burn them right away, Sekapoko? Well, Part 1 SSR tickets have only PvE units that you need to get on your account in the first place, and you need to make sure that you get these characters at all 6/6, or a lot of them to a high ultimate level early on in the game, so you can make sure that you have lots of resources. But the thing you do want to save is you want to save Part 2 SSR tickets, because Part 2 SSR tickets are much different. Part 1 SSR tickets have a very limited pool of units that don't really help you in PvP situations, and they really help you progress in the game, and they help you get to that point. All the units on this list are very good for progression, and you can do very well with them. But Part 2 SSR tickets are strictly PvP units. The units that are a little bit different that can be considered PvE and PvP are like Death Pierce, Escanor, or Blue Lizhawk. Those ones could be PvP/PvE-esque, and then of course Demon Meliodas is very good for farming situations. But you have other characters in your kit that can actually be very fine without them. The other things you want to burn on tickets is you want to burn the Human, Giant, and Unknown tickets. You don't need to save these. All the characters that you want right now are on the banner already. We got Green, Matrona Diane. We have both Nunchuck. We have one of the Nunchuck bonds, but the other one is not on here. The other blue one comes later. We have all the Merlins. We don't get any other Jerichos. We get an Arthur that comes a little bit later for this, so that would be kind of cool. And we also get Escanor. But the reason you want to burn these is because you want as high a chance as possible to pull in more Escanor dupes as you can, or other Death Pierce dupes, or whatever the characters that you really want to build out. And I'm not memeing on the Death Pierce thing. I actually do do have a 4/6 Death Pierce on the Japanese version, and he's 4-star Super Awake, and he's very, very good. Right here, the tickets I am saving the most of course, are the SR tickets that are for Demon, Fairy, and Goddess tickets. I have been saving these since the game came out, and ever since the game has come out, this is how many I've gotten so far. So this is the potential maximum amount of SR tickets that you could have without purchasing any additional SR tickets. You can also burn as many as you want of these blue human tickets. You do not need to save them. They are really poor ticket rates either way. You don't need to save these. You get a lot of these from story mode, and it is the only way you can get them. But the rates on this banner are like 1%, so getting a new character out of here is very unlikely. Most of the time, you're just going to get all rares because it's an 80% rare banner. So just burn them as fast as you can. You don't need to save them. For friendship coins, these you're gonna get every single day. You can go to friends' taverns, you can go places and get lots and lots and lots of these. These are resources you can burn every single day. Get yourself stamina potions, PvP tickets, or even SP dungeon tickets if you really want to. I personally would just focus on stamina potions most of the time because that's the resource I'm gonna need the most of, and I continuously buy these because I need that. If you want to do something else, you could. That's what I usually go with this. Sometimes I go with PvP tickets. It really just depends on the week. The other thing that you want to burn as much as possible is you burn as many of these silver coins as you can for stamina recovery potions. Do not buy SP dungeon keys or SR medals with these silver coins. Only burn them on stamina recovery potions. Get as many as you want on these. I now have a lot of stamina recovery potions. As you can see, I have infinity. No, I have 100 right now, so that's fine. I'm gonna probably buy some more when it comes to the next week and get some more on my account. So that'll be nice. Another resource you want to save, not actually burn, is you kind of want to save the gold coins. I've been saving since the game came out. I buy SR pendants every so often as needed. I've never bought an SSR pendant ever with gold coins. If you're a very big whale and you're spending more than $500 a month on this game, potentially you could buy SSR medals if you really wanted to. I personally would not go with that route. If you're spending more than $500 a month, you could be buying these, and that might actually save you a little bit of resources. That's where the breakpoint would be. But if you're not spending that amount of money, I would probably save them because you don't need them. You're getting a lot of SSR pendants throughout the game. You don't need them. I would also not buy any of these gold coins off of rotation unless you're a really, really new player and you really want to pick up a Hauser really early on to push really fast. That would help out a lot. You could burn that 30 coins there. It really only hurts you about 10 coins, but you do get a lot of chance of getting Hauser very early on. If you're free to play, that could be a thing you could go for. Another resource you definitely want to save is rainbow coins or SSR coins. I save a lot of them throughout the start of the game, and then I didn't use any at all until I wanted to instantly max out my Gother, and now Gother's on rotation and I don't need it. So this is somewhat of a mistake, but somewhat also very, very good for me because during the weeks that he was incredibly good for me, I had a 6 out of 6 Gother and then burned all my resources on that. Now, with the most recent edition, I've actually maxed my Merlin, and I used all my resources on maxing Merlin. The next one to come out is Demon Meliodas. It's a hard skip for me, which is great. And the following week after that could potentially be Escanor. We'll see. I actually don't know what they're going to do. But I've been saving a lot of my platinum coins for when I want to max out coin shop units right away, and that's what I've been doing. I usually buy them in rotation on the weeks that they're out, and that's a really efficient way of maxing them. You don't want to continuously use them. You don't want to use them when you really want them on specific units and go all in. That's what I would do personally, but you can make your own decision on that. Next up, we have engraving stones, and these are the purple stones you get out of the training cave. These are resources you want to save for specific units you want to build out. I actually saved all of the resources on my account until this week, and what I did was I spent every single set of resources in order to get me a fully maxed out Escanor, and I have a full purple set Escanor. I also then spent another 4 on King's Gear set to give him a UR set as well for a red Escanor team. And the reason I saved all my resources for these 2 characters is because there were 2 characters I knew I would find extremely valuable for when they came out in the game and be very, very good for my account in general, and that's why I saved the purple stones. Another resource that's kind of like in the middle are redstones. And redstones, I typically keep somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 redstones on my account at any given time, because I want to make sure that I have enough resources to make it worth my while. Without enough redstones, you really don't get enough on your account to do very, very well. So that's kind of what I personally just save a bunch of redstones. You can do whatever you like in that regard, but I think that would be the most appropriate method, is by saving somewhere between 5 and 10,000 so you have enough to upgrade gear. As far as bluestones go though, I burn those every single chance I get. So Seka, why do you burn bluestones? The reason I burn bluestones is because I want to make sure I have as much upgraded gear as possible. I keep farming them, I continuously try to get them, but I always burn them when I get them. Sometimes I'll save up a bunch because I will be waiting to spend a lot of gold at once, and that's a good way to go. But the reason I burn as much as I can is because I want to upgrade gear on as many characters as possible and get lots and lots of gear sets for many different characters. Other things that you can burn are books. You don't need to save these. You can burn as many as you want for upgrading characters, for selling for gold, whatever it may be, and you can do that with every single typing of gold. I typically save a couple 6-star books as well as a couple 5, and this is usually like the ratio of amount of books that I save on my account personally with my current box. Chalices are not something you save either. Chalices are something you actually burn all the time. I actually just have a stockpile right now for goddess chalices, not because I'm saving them, but because I just haven't had a chance to burn them. But my demon chalices, as you can see, are a little bit lower, and because there's a lot more characters burned. But the reason I say you don't need to save them is because every single character on my account is at 6-star, except for a couple units at the bottom here, and these ones over here. And I don't need to save these anymore. You want to burn them right away and get these characters maxed out ASAP, and try to get yourself to the point where you can use them in reverse stages as well as training cave. So use your chalices, don't save them, use as much as you want. Okay, next, now that we're in the box, let's go ahead and talk about upgrade materials again, and we're going to go into pendants. So pendants are something that you can actually just burn right away for rare pendants. You want to burn them on characters that you want to use for reverse stages. You want to burn them on characters that you want to use in general. These are things that you definitely want to use. You do want to use them. Same thing with potions. You want to farm them out and burn them as quick as you can, with potions. Rare pendants and SR pendants are things that you now want to burn on characters that you need to level up for reverse stages. These are not things that you save anymore. At the start of the game, we were kind of saving for training cave, making sure that you have enough resources to build out specific teams for training cave. But now we're in the reverse stage part of the game. Potions and SR pendants are something you don't have to save anymore. You kind of just burn them on characters you want to level up. And we've gone from a stage of saving on these pendants to making sure you have enough of them to just using them as quick as you can. You can, of course, use the character awakening materials whenever you want. I, of course, need some more here, so I might need to farm some gear stages in stage 5 and 6 in order to get that done, which is usually what I do. SR pendants is the next in the list. Burn them as quick as you get them. Burn them on characters you can use for reverse stages. I think I was maxing out Dogetto last time I checked. I was trying to do Arden for that one reverse stage, and I think I get my Dogetto, if you're wondering, I got my Dogetto to like 80 on JP. So now mine's on 75 just for that specific reverse stage. I got Death Pierce already done, so I'm working toward reverse stages right now to get those things done. Just notice how I soloed that demon on auto, except for like 1 second there where I just hit abilities. By the way, that if you're wondering, that demon was solo hell red, and I did solo it on auto. Bonus content. Next up is SSR pendants. And do you save these or use these? Well, you can use as many as you like for the characters you want to use for, of course, and build the characters out. But I want to save at least 15. I just want to save 15 on my characters. I actually got to a point where I'd saved over 40 on the global version right before Red Escanor came out, and now I only have like 9 left because I leveled up both Red Escanor and I leveled up Red King, and I used all of them on those characters. Save about 15. That's what you want to save. The reason you want to save 15 is that's enough to max full 81 character. That's just easy. Just burn, go all the way there. So what about horns, wings, and ears, Sekapoko? Like, what do I do with these? Do I save them and do I use them? Well, there's 2 things you can use them for. The first thing you can use them for is upgrading your characters, and the second thing you can use them for is going to be turning them into your guild in order to give yourself guild donation coins. Now, I don't give a fuck about giving my guild lots and lots of coins, lots of points right now, because no one really cares about pushing high guild score. If you do, congrats, I hope it goes well for you. What I care about is getting the guild coins. This is what I really care about. My guild's kind of in a holding pattern right now anyways. We're still hitting top 100 every single week, but we don't really care about pushing like high ranking, and we haven't for a long time. And the reason that this matters is because I want to get ability point potions out of the guild and SR pendants, which are way harder to achieve than SSR pendants. Some days I do buy SSR pendants, yes, but I burn them all the time. Right there, the 50 coins I got me most of this, and then the weekly coins gets me enough to get these. So that's what I burn my guild coins on every single day to make sure that I am getting enough resources to continue to progress. Which leads me to guild coins. Of course, you can spend as many guild coins as you want to get resources you need. I personally would not burn them on any of these or any of these unless you're just like really lazy. In that case, know that you're burning resources that you shouldn't burn. Next up are anvils. Do you save them or use them? Use them all the time. I'm out, as you can see. I'm always out of anvils. Burn anvils as much as you want. Go all in. But Seka, what about hammers? Save hammers. Save them. Please, God, save hammers. Why do you save hammers? Hammers get increased rate up events throughout the game at random times. They also have never fail events too. So I think we got one on global. I don't actually know, but save them. Why do you save them, Sekapoko? Well, you want to save hammers for two things. The first thing you want to save them for is rolls that are high enough. Is a 2.1% roll enough to save a hammer for? I say no, but you can if you really are desperate and greedy. Is 2.4% enough? I mean, I say 2.5, but 2.4, who are you going to quibble with, right? You're going to use it on a 2.4. No one's going to like re-roll with anvils for a fucking 2.5% roll. I mean, you're going to use a hammer on that, honestly. I say 2.5, but 2.4, I was like, oh, that's close enough. But 2.3, I anvil up. I say, no, fuck that. I'm going all in. Sometimes I'll hammer it, but most of the time I won't. But I usually save my hammers in general just for a rate up event or until I really need them. Hammers are something that you really want to burn just all the time. And you can see this Jillian has a really shitty gear set. I'm burning my bluestones on random gear sets now to burn, like just to get more and more gear on my account. The reason I want more equipment and gear in my account is so I have to switch gear a lot less, makes my quality of life improve, and also gives me more more diamonds when the quality of life change comes to global. Next up. This is something I know a lot of you are not doing. You need to save food. Why do you need to save food? Well, you need to farm out, first off, a lot of different types of food. As you can see, this is how much food I have right now in my box. I have way too much of this. I could probably sell these. But you need to farm out food and save food. Why do you need to farm out food and save food, Sekapoko? Well, you're going to need these things for leveling up affection for your characters. And secondly, there's going to be times where you don't want to play this game or you want to chill out. And the thing you're going to need the most is food. Okay? The reason you're going to need so much food, as you can see, I have lots and lots of gold food here. If you ever want to get lots of gold or lots of burst rushes all the time, you need to save it. You can use it as needed, but you also need to farm it, continuously get more and more. Stock up lots of resources on your food to make sure that you have lots to burn later on. The reason I say that is because there are new characters that come out all the time and you want to max their character affection, but you don't know exactly what they're going to need. You can save your Vanya Ale all the live long day, but it's never going to be enough. So you can save food in order to max out a character's affection instantly. As you can see, I have lots and lots of food and I still use all of it all the time. Next up, we have equipment draw keys. Now, of course, the equipment draw is something that you do all the time with your daily summon. You make sure that you do your daily summon on the equipment draw, and you get that free, bluestone, because you're just a savage like me. Get on my level. Anyways, you also want to save these keys as often as you can, because saving keys is very important for when the 2x rate draw of equipment comes. That should be arriving somewhere around the 6-month anniversary for the global version. The Japanese version has only had 2 of these, and they only happened during the 6-month anniversary and the 1-year anniversary for JP. So just know that they should be coming relatively soon. So you do want to save keys for that. And in addition to that, of course, you do want to save gold. You want to save as much gold as you can for these types of events, because they will give you lots and lots of resources and give you a ridiculous amount of stuff on your account. The reason you want to save these is because on this current rate, there's a 4% SSR rate, and you're going to have a 0.67% chance of getting hammers, a really 0.67% chance of getting bluestones, but then all the other SSR equipment in the world, and that's what you can get. You also have a, let's see if we go down here, a 5.36% chance of getting anvils. And when it happens during the equipment draw rate up event, they're going to rate up specific things. The first one was extremely good on the Japanese version. The second one was less so. I'm not sure if it was worse or better, but they might have a completely different version of it on the global version. We don't know what they're going to do for it, but we know we get more stuff and more rates out of it. So personally, I would like to get 2 times as many bluestones, 2 times as many hammers, all that stuff during these types of events. It's very, very helpful. Don't get baited by an equipment salvage event for when these come out. I would, if you are an endgame player, don't do anything on the salvage event. If you're kind of middle ground in the between, on the next salvage event, you can go in for that if you really need equipment. But if you have your 8 sets, you don't need to keep going on these things. You can kind of just hold off for that. I am personally going to save until the equipment rate up draw event comes. I'm not going to be burning large amounts of gold till then. Unless, I need a buttload of bluestones, then I might. Also, people ask me if this is worth all the time. Yeah. The 30 SR pendants and 3 keys for $4. Yeah, I buy it all the time. I know I've bought it twice so far. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it this time because I could buy it for SR pendants right here, but yeah, it's worth. The next resource you want to save is equipment selector tickets. As you can see, I still have all 6 from the original thing they gave us. I haven't used any. I have saved all of them. I've also saved my part 2 SSR tickets. I don't need to use them. They're totally fine to save these. You don't need to use them. These Speed Awakening boxes, you can burn these as much as you want. You do not need to save these. They actually kind of hoard inventory space, but you do get them all the time, so it's like hit and miss if it does or doesn't like hurt your inventory. Like, it really just depends on luck and where you're at in the game. But burn them as much as you want. Personally, I think you're fine doing that. You don't have to save them. The other thing you want to save, which is what you may not have done, but you may have burned, is you want to save the store sapphire boxes or whatever PvP boxes you get every single week in PvP. And the reason you want to save these is you want to save them for equipment salvage events. So the next salvage event, you can burn these PvP chests, save your gold, but burn the chests. That's when you want to burn them. You want to make sure that you are salvaging during, you want to salvage these during those events. And now especially when we go to the equipment thing here, because it actually automatically will salvage. And this will of course apply the salvage rate up event thing. So if you do want to use this with a salvage rate up, it'll automatically do the salvages for you. You can do, I don't know if I would use, if you really want a +5 and all that beforehand, you can. Of course, I would just +5 the SSR gear at this point. +5ing SR gear, if you've been playing for like 4 months, is very taxing. Takes a lot of mental stress and a lot of pain and suffering to get done. But +1 is fine. But if you're doing the sapphire boxes, I would just do a +1 on any SR just for sanity's sake. For +5ing SSR gear, that's okay. You can do that during a salvage event if you want. You get some more bluestones, or in general. At this point, that's kind of worth, because bluestones now equal diamonds. When the game first started, it was like +1. Now I would say it's +5 versus +1, because getting more bluestones equals more diamonds. So that's the reason. Gold, the amount of, you can also think, oh, if you want more hammers and anvils, the difference is minor either way, but you can get more hammers and anvils by not getting bluestones. We got more it's a choice between hammers and anvils versus diamonds. Which one do you want more from the gains? So between +5, if you +5, you're going for diamonds, and if you +1, you're going for hammers and anvils. So either way is good. You just decide on which one is more valuable to you at the time, and that's when you +5 versus +1. Okay, for miscellaneous items, there's the SR gold chest. A lot of people have been asking me if you save these or spend these. I burn these every time I get. You don't want to sell them here, because you can only if you sell them here, you're really getting no bonus from selling them directly at your inventory. So go to a vendor and make sure you're selling them at the vendor. Don't sell them out of your inventory. That's the way. So make sure you sell them at a vendor. For the character affection gifts, though, use them as much as you want. I just can't be fucked, honestly. I don't want to walk to the characters and give them affection. Even on their birthday, I'm just like, whatever, I don't care. I probably should, I shouldn't be lazy, because character affection is important just for getting extra diamonds. And I have been working on character affection for certain characters as the game has gone on. But at this point, my Liz is already at 220, at 164,000. My Melly's only at 85,000. So I know that I'm a lot of time to work on Melly, which is great. I didn't use him at all for the early game, so that's great for that. Gother, I've already maxed out basically for what I can do. I can't do anything unless I max affection on like all the other parts of the Gothers, and I don't really think I want to right now. I'm not in a big hurry to do that. Merlin I used a lot early on, of course, for the blue Gila style farming. So when we get another variant of Merlin or whatnot, I may do that again. But that's why I have a lot of characters maxed out. I'm probably gonna switch. I want to switch Hauser out of my farming team. Same with Gila, so I can get more characters affection built out. And I kind of rotate between characters based on a need for character affection, so I get more diamonds. As you can see, I'm at 41 right now, so I want to go a little higher on JP. On JP, I'm at 71 after a year playing, and you can see the difference. I knew that on JP, I was like a little bit behind on everything. I have 240,000 on my Meliodas, and I still don't have one of the Meliodas, so you get a maximum, I think, of like 280,000, I believe. But you can see on my Liz, she has 320,000. She has so many versions of herself that Liz is one of the characters I was using the most early game, because of how often you use an Elizabeth and how many affection slots she has. She has the most variations of herself in the entire game, so that's why I was pushing Lizhawk a lot in the early game versus Coin Shop Bond. A lot of people was like, no, use Coin Shop Bond, use Coin Shop Bond. As you can see, I did on JP, but I didn't on Global at all. And does that hurt me? Not really, because now I can go back when I want to and use CS Bond for farming if I really want to, or if another Bond comes out that's really, really good for farming, I can use him too. So it really just depends on how I want to do that for the future. I also farm at for King. It's a little bit harder to farm affection for King. So what I do is you can either use Fat King or you can use Red King for that too. Okay, I've kind of gone on a tangent. With that tangent. All right, next up is PvP coins. Do you save them or burn them? I burn them every chance I get on Global. I burn them on two different things after. Well, the first thing I built to burn them on was all the weapon cosmetics I wanted to get. I made sure I got all the weapons I wanted. And then after that point, I just switch off. I might get DN weapon later on. I really don't need it right now. I also burn on all the SR weapons I want to get. Like, I don't need any of these right now. I could buy, I think this is Gila's, right? Yeah, I could buy this right now, and that would be cool. I don't actually know if I need that. I might have an SR weapon on Gila. I actually have no idea if I need that. But after that, I usually burn them on anvils, and I just burn them every single week on anvils. You farm with point food, get anvils, or just like do your weeklies or whatever, get your anvils. And the other thing I buy all the time are wine food. And right now on my account, I can't actually click it, but I have a lot of wine food. And I had a lot of wine food, but you know, I saved the wine food for was I burned a lot of PvP every single week, and then I used all my wine food in 1 week. And now I'm at 4,900 on top 100. So, not really, like semi-flex, not really though. I just wanted to show you like what you save them for. So right now at 4,900, I'm able to push top 52. I will probably try to go like 5,100 by the end of the day, hopefully, and we'll see how that goes. Or I might just chill. I don't know. I really don't know. I might push up, might not. We'll see. But I kind of want to give people as much time as possible to pass me, because by giving people as much time as possible to pass me, I will fight different people. And top 100 PvP is kind of weird, because like if you push too hard too fast, what happens is you're going to fight the biggest whales in the game. Like I fought this guy 6 times in one day yesterday, which was insane. Like you fight the same people. Like I'll fight Scaffa over and over again. I'll fight XP Cake sometimes. It's really annoying to fight these really, really, really big whales. So pushing too hard too fast, you get paired up against people in the same bracket of points of you, and it's really a really negative thing. So you want to like save your wine food for when it's going to be the most effective, and that's like a really, really smart strategy as far as things go. You can also save Taste of Defeats to push up at the end to like get yourself points with no risk of loss, and then I might do as well. I also need to farm with coin food and try to get lots of resources done in order to get lots more stuff. But if you're like pushing for top 100, what I do is I save for 1 week where I really want to push on it and use wine food the whole time, and then use real food and other things in between. Now the last thing we're going to talk about is skip tickets. Do you save these or use these? Now it's a mix and match for this one. Use them when you need them. If you're in a shitty day, you're fucking super busy and you can't get to your stuff, use them. Like that's when you should use them. When you actually need to use them. You don't want to use them on days where you don't use them. No need them. You want to use them then. What I do on JP is I save these for specific events when I'm pushing really hard in the game. And I save hundreds of these. Hundreds upon hundreds of skip tickets. Okay? I had about 600 that I burned the other day. And the reason you want to save these is because there's going to become a time where you need a large amount of resources. You're playing the game constantly. You're having a great time. You've done your dailies for a long time. But then you get to a point where you really need to do a ridiculous amount of content. There's a huge content push and you need to burn them. So that's when you need to save your skip tickets. You need to save them for like a half stamina time in that where you need to get those resources, or when you want to awaken a character really fast because you're like, oh damn, I gotta get to this content, I gotta get going, I fucked up, I forgot to farm these things. And use these sparingly so that you can have a very large push when you need it. So a lot of people have been talking to me about the state of the game and where it's at, and if they want to play anymore and keep going. And Seka, where are you at? Do you think the game's dead? Well, I am currently purchasing a weekly pack because I believe in the game lasting a while. As you can see, payment successful. I'm still gonna buy a weekly pack. Why am I buying something that's literally an investment purchase? Because I feel like the game has potential to still do really well, and I feel like everybody's gonna have a good time playing it. And it's tough to believe in the game even when the game's really shitty. So you have to believe in the game doing well. If you don't believe in that and it's kind of dead for you, I get it. It's totally fine. But if you don't have the will to spend on a weekly or monthly pack and you don't run out of diamonds later and you're a whale, you didn't believe in the game, I'm gonna have more diamonds than you later for cheaper. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright guys, well, my name's Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you guys for a future farming guide so you know exactly what to save on your resources so that you can make sure that you have a very efficient box going forward and you are going to have lots of resources in the future to burn on things you really need to use them on so that you have an account and characters that you want to build for very, very efficiently. So thank you so much for watching. Of course, like and subscribe really helps out the channel. That every time you guys like a video, because it pushes the impression rate, people go see the video more often because you liked it. So thank you. Even if you dislike it, you know, you're also helping. So thanks. Because you came here and you wanted to dislike. But again, thank you for watching. Have a great day, guys. Peace.